Hi, thank you so much for watching. Um, Subscribe and hit the bell button. If you're here, that means that you want to watch how we do a character design. This is a very basic course. Just going to do a cartoon and I'm going to do a 360 angle. Well, just the three more important, which is the 3/4, front, and side view of the character. So I'm gonna tell you why I do things the way I do them, and I am using SketchBook Pro. So SketchBook Pro is by Autodesk, so it's very useful, and I love the brushes. So yeah, that's why I use it. Okay, so I start with the head. I'm not very definitely not very clean. You want to start very um, sketchy. Later on, you're gonna clean the drawing. So actually, when I was in school, we used tracing paper. Once we were done with the drawing, we would trace the paper. We would use tracing paper to redo our model sheet. So I'm gonna do the 3/4 view is the one that you want to do first, or at least that's what I was taught. And I don't have a character in mind, so bear with me because this is all um let's see. I guess it's gonna be a girl. If you hear my air, my respiration in the mic, I apologize. I know it's not um like something you want to hear, but yeah. I always put the neck in here so that we can do shoulders. Now shoulders, you want to do like how far her shoulders go, how big her body is. The shoulder is going to be very important because of that, how big her body is. So mine's going to be small, and then you want to do her rib cage. So there's many ways to do her rib cage. You can do something like that, or you can straight up do like just a square. It's not very important. What's important is how you finish up at the bottom. You always want to do a circle. Lots of times, I will do this. I'm gonna go ahead and erase. And lots of times, I'm going to do a little bit of a curve here to say, she has a butt, especially in a 3/4 view. You can see, what side is she towards. So it helps a lot. You also want to do the line. This line is pretty much like it's the line that's tracing her 3/4. Like it'll allow you to say, okay, like her arm's gonna go right here because her other arm's gonna be right here. Okay, so her arm is going to be around here. Her leg is going to be around here. Her other leg, we don't see where it really is, but we can pretty much imagine. For the legs, my cartoons usually don't have form or shape in the legs. They're like this. I don't know. It really depends. You could, I'm gonna do erase again. You could do the shape of her. That doesn't look right. But oh, that's too big. Okay, so we're gonna go back and see why it doesn't look right. Okay, so this is where her leg would usually come out from. I think it's because the one on the left I did way too big in comparison to the other one. There we go. And obviously the space in the middle is too much. That is on purpose. That is how I did the character. We could say, you know, her legs actually are bigger because they go way into her I guess private area. So and then her shoes. Shoes in 3/4 is definitely hard. This one seems about right. This one doesn't. So you want to imagine that they're sort of towards the front. Okay, like that. And the arms, you always want to stick the arms out. One thing that helps, because that's not right, and see how I'm making a lot of mistakes. Hopefully it is something that it helps you that I am making mistakes and fixing them with you. So see how that's 3/4 view. I always do spirals for when I wanna know perspective on something. That's a limb, an arm, a leg. I always do spirals to help me with the perspective. And like that, then I have the right perspective. And that was much easier than trying to figure out and erasing a ton of times perspective. Okay, so once you're done, oh, she doesn't have a mouth. There we go. Once you're done, then you want to go ahead and do lines. The lines usually want to do different colors, and I don't really want to use a ruler. Definitely using this. The lines, I don't remember exactly where they go. They actually go in a specific place. So, but I told you this was going to be very basic, so I'm not going to worry too much. But the lines are going to help you line up your character because it has to be the same size. And that's very important. So just do the blue lines, make sure that they're connecting. You can either do like the top of the head, the shoulders, knees, or end of her butt, and then shoes. But we're going to go ahead and go back and okay, so that's my circle. That was a very lot of lines on that circle. And we're going to put a nose in here. Okay. And her hair goes about there. Remember that once you're done, you're going to have to clean this up. That means erase the extra lines, pretty much trace it. You could do it clean from the start, but to be honest with you, you don't get the same flow if you were to do it clean. If you can do that, I mean, wow. Wow, you're amazing. But if you can't, no worries. You're not alone. Everybody uses these lines, I think. When you start as an artist, you do so many lines. Like, I think sometimes when you're little, you do this tiny, tiny lines, and you're like, why do I draw like that? And people are not drawing like that. And it's normal. You're an artist. You do the lines because you want to get those lines perfect. So, this one's a little easier because there's no perspective involved in the arms. Do want to make sure that they're about the same size, of course. And make sure you put the thumb where it is. I think they told me in the cover of, is it the cover of Frozen? Her thumb is in the wrong place. Don't quote me on that. But there is a cover of a movie in Disney that the thumb is in the wrong place. But if you know which one it is, put it in the comments for everybody to know. Or maybe someday I'll find out and I'll tell you guys in another video. Anyways, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. One of my mentors told me. My mentors would do their movies and then they would tell us, like in Beauty and the Beast. Gosh, I don't know if I should share this. Like, sharing the bad stuff instead of the good stuff. But in Beauty and the Beast, there is like a mistake. Her eyes are like moving back and forth from left to right. And our mentors, my mentor that did the movie was talking about that, the telling us how they couldn't fix it. They noticed it way too late. Okay, so that's the front view. The front view is easier. I think the quarter view, because your movie is usually quarter view. I don't know if you knew this, but it's always very important that your character is always 3/4 view. Why? Because conversations happen in 3/4 view. Dialogues happen in 3/4 view. So unless it's a monologue, barely they're in 3/4 view. So that's why that one is so important. And now we're gonna do profile view, which also doesn't happen that often. And this one right here is a little tough because you don't know her profile. You're kind of making it up. But she could have a nose that comes up like this. And she could have lips that also come up a little. And she doesn't have a chin. Or maybe she does. So I say she doesn't. Her eyes seem very flat. She does have that little white, which my eraser is not big enough or small enough. There we go. And I forgot to put eyebrows on all of them. So there we go. And there we go. Now her ear. Oh my gosh, I'm missing ears in here, which are very important. Jesus. Okay. There we go. Her ears are just in the side of the eyes, and her neck would start right here. Okay, let's see if I'm still like, okay, just a little shorter. Okay, so there we go. I would want her to have a little belly, big butt. And then her legs would come out. I didn't do that on the other one, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay. We could do the arms down because perspective, we pretty much just see her hand. And the thumb goes in the right side. Okay, and let's erase this and this. And there we go. So that is pretty much a whole 3/4 front and side view. Now I want you to please put in the comments if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for another video. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was very basic. Maybe you already know how to do this. Hopefully it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!